So Creighton,
Yes.
I am surviving right now purely
Okay.
on painkillers and adrenaline.
Sure. Sure.
Do you think this match will give me the adrenaline needed to continue?
I can't promise that either of these players are going to inject adrenaline straight into your heart, like it's with a. If you watch any spy movie where the spy is about to bleed out, and they're like, "Oh, we got to jam a needle into his heart."
Boom.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. It happened in what was the James Bond movie? It happened in the Casino Royale. He was in the car, and what's her face? Anyway, it's always big. I can't promise it's going to be that exciting, Grant. So if that's your bar for how much adrenaline you need right now, I'd recommend you consult a medical professional. I am not. I feel like I should say I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a fan of spy action thrillers where jamming needles into hearts full of adrenaline happens. I will say though, this match should be a really exciting one. This is one of those rare times where if you look at the players' records, you might be tempted to be like, well, Vanya's at 1-3, GunGFu's at 3-1. GunGFu should just wipe the floor with this Zerg player. Who is Vanya? Why is he even in this tournament? He seems like a scrub. And if you're dumb enough to make that assumption,
Jesus.
No, I'm saying that's what people might think if they just look at the scores. And if you're dumb enough to make that assumption, you definitely should tune into the streams a little bit more often. Because Grant, these two players, very evenly matched. I think Vanya has a very real shot of taking this game.
Yeah, I would say almost certainly. I find this one when I looked at the schedule. If I didn't know the scores in maps, in terms of how the tournament has been playing out with GunGFu at 3-1 and Vanya at 1-3, I probably would say Vanya would have an advantage even. Because he's a very tricky Zerg player, can be very aggressive.
Yeah.
But GunGFu, he's leveled up for this event, and I'm glad to see it.
Yeah.
We do have that Stargate opening coming out of GunGFu here. All very standard. We'll expect to see either a Void Ray, an Oracle, or a Phoenix. I've covered all the bases there, haven't I?
Yep.
So far, our Zerg player playing standard. And Creighton, what I want to know is who is your favourite Tekken character?
Grant, we're about to lose about 90% of the viewership of the B stream. I don't play fighting games. And I can't confirm. I might have been drunk at a barcade once or twice and touched it.
Just make up a name.
I'm not sure I know any Tekken characters because I don't believe I've ever played Tekken. Is Chun-Li from Tekken?
No, that's Street Fighter. But
okay. Is who's the guy who shoots the Kamehamehas?
Ryu.
Is he Tekken?
That's Street Fighter.
Also Street Fighter. Is Tekken? Is there a character who grabs for the finishing moves where they grab the spine and just yank the spine out of the other player and just holds the skull and spine while the other player falls to the ground in a thing? Is that also Mortal Kombat? Okay.
Oracle coming in, 2 kills straight away. Hasn't lost too much health just yet. Is going to be able to get out in tact here. My favourite is Miharu, and only one person in the world understands that right now, so thank you, that one person.
Is Banjo-Kazooie a Tekken player?
Yeah, for sure, you've got it, well done.
Yes, yes, okay.
Banjo-Kazooie, yeah. Second Oracle, third Oracle. GunGFu's been watching a bit of Gerald, I think, here, Creighton.
I'm pretty sure that if Tasteless were listening to this, he would be vomiting violently into a bucket right now. He'd be deleting my name from his Kakao account. He'd be like, I can't believe I let this guy fill in for me one time. Just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. Third Oracle, though, from GunGFu, which I really like. We've been seeing more 3 Oracle play, Grant, lately, and it seems like Protoss players are really learning to make the most of this third Oracle, not just for defense here. If this pylon goes down, nice little snipe from Vanya there, good investment, but the third Oracle makes such a big difference. We talked a little bit about it 2 days ago, I think, when you were not with us, but 2 Oracles, of course, is a significant power spike, which happens in StarCraft a lot. It's when 1 + 1 = 3, the 2 Oracles allow you to one-shot a drone, which is great. Third Oracle, though, has been scrubbed in a little bit more often for players, just giving them a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more mobility, and with 3 Oracles, you can really challenge a Queen, even over a Spore Crawler. So if you're careful with 3 Oracles, you can find a lot more damage, and I love that more Protoss players are mixing it in. Of course, behind this, GunGFu not going mass Oracle. He's not going 4-ical or 5-ical or 6-ical. He's just going to go for a pretty standard follow-up. Twilight Council, Forge, and it looks like we will see maybe some Templars or even Charge Lot Archon coming out from GunGFuBanDa. There it is. Charge Lot starts up.
Yeah, very, very normal transition here. And I like it from GunGFu. He's managed to kill 15 workers so far, Creighton.
Yeah.
Spire is going down here from Vanya, but the damage has been found. When it was just 10, I was like, it's okay.
Yep.
But now we see 15. We see GunGFu is actually up in workers. He lost, what, 1 Oracle? He hasn't even lost the 1. All three together in harmony right now. So a great start here from GunGFu, whose Oracle control, his general play in this tournament has been the best I've ever seen of him. And I'm happy to say that because he is a player who plays a lot online and has never really made a deep run. I know he, I believe he studies as well. Now we're seeing 6 gates go down. Spire, as we said, on the way here for Vanya. But do we have Blink? No, we don't have Blink. Okay, so the Spire does have potential. Has it been seen, Creighton? It must have, right?
Yeah, no. Absolutely. No, wait, what? No? That Scouting Phoenix didn't get in to see it? Oh my god, the Scouting Phoenix just missed it there. So the Spire's still going to maintain a bit of a secret here, but I believe that GunGFu should maybe have some suspicion this is coming already. Real Phoenix coming out here, and he's getting Immortals here, but the Templar Archive's coming down, which does mean Archons are in the picture. Archons are going to be phenomenal against these Mutalisks, of course. Just got to be a little bit careful with your positioning, but I think this should be all right from GunGFu. And with the early damage GunGFu is able to find, he's going to have a pretty significant army advantage over Vanya. Even if it's not army supply-wise, his army value, his army composition, and the fact that he's more than prepared for basically what Vanya is coming for, I still feel like GunGFu is in a pretty dang good position.
Oh, yeah, he's already scrubbed in Phoenixes. He saw all the extra gases. Even if he did not see the Spire, he just knows he probably will start Blink up, I would imagine, within the not-too-distant future here, just to ensure he doesn't take too much damage. But he has Archons, or at least Archon. Does he have any static defenses, Creighton? He has 1 cannon probably in the 3rd. Okay, so he does need to be a little bit careful here, but I can't foresee GunGFu taking massive damage. He's going to go back in with these Oracles. This is another 3 or 4 workers. Just kidding. Okay, oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
7 kills in that 3rd base, and now there's some Zealots to follow up. This is a great read from GunGFu. He's seen Vanya's Roach Ravager army out of the map, and he's like, oh, you're going to try and put some pressure on me? All right, no problem, man. I'm already set up for this. This is an amazing read from GunGFu, who baited those Roach Ravagers into the middle of the army with his Archons earlier, and was able to not only knock down a few Roaches and Ravagers, but then set up his Zealots for a little run by, set up those Oracles to grab more kills, and again, we see 8 more drones going down. Nice little spot there on the stasis ward, and that's going to slow Vanya's attack down. Vanya, again, forced to evacuate, and GunGFu just is taking W after W after W in this game, Grant. It seems like he hasn't done anything wrong yet. Whoa, focus fire onto the hatch here. Interesting choice. Don't think he'll get it down as there is a response from Vanya, but that is going to be a very low hatch, making an attractive target for later in... No way. No way, Grant.
No way.
No way.
No way. Okay. No way.
Oh,
but
dang.
There's a pylon at the 3 o'clock position. I do expect to see reinforcements coming in from that angle. In fact, Vanya is already... Look. He's going to try and sneak by. I'm not here. He's actually going to do it. He's actually going to get it.
No way.
He just walked straight past.
You monster. You absolute monster.
Oh, that's savage. GunGFu is actually the best player in the world right now.
What?
This is crazy. He's playing so well. Now, my one concern, Creighton, is that there is a lot of Mutalisks right now. We're already looking at 16. There is no Blink. There's a few Phoenixes. Oh, okay, there's not 16 Mutants anymore. This isn't a good fight. Vanya, hello? Vanya, are you okay?
Yeah, interesting choice here from Vanya to actually go for this fight. He is going to slip down the Phoenix number just a little bit here, picking off 1, maybe 2 Phoenix. Yeah, just 1, but his Mutalisk count is just not able to really engage. What is Vanya doing? Fighting against these underneath a shield battery. The Archons are waiting for him at the 3rd. The Phoenix are trying to corral the Mutalisk into the natural. I mean, this is not even a good defense from GunGFuBanDa. It's just a bad attack from Vanya, Grant.
Yeah, it just hasn't worked out at all. I just don't understand where this GunGFu has come from. I've cast a lot of GunGFu, I feel like you have too, in ESL Weekly Cups. He's a staple of the UK scene, but he's just not ever played this kind of StarCraft we're seeing right now. And Vanya is a top Zerg. Actually, the Archon getting a couple of volleys here, doing a lot of damage. Another Phoenix count is high. We already have Phoenix range on the way. You don't want to be moving into Archons. Oh my god, every mutant's going to die.
What is he doing? Vanya, what are you doing? Oh, man, Grant, I hate when players do this. 8 drones going back behind this. By the way, this Warp Prism needs to be credited with a bunch of kills here. Not only has it allowed this 3rd base to get sniped off and rebuilt, but so many drones have gone down. And now Vanya feeling very desperate, investing gas into Banelings. Grant, surely there's somewhere Vanya would rather this gas be going right now.
Yeah, right now he would rather have a lot more Banelings. maybe moving into Hydralisk or even Infested, just something, you know?
Yeah.
We've been seeing some Swarm host play from several as well. So something like that. But he's lost. I mean, the Mutas don't exist anymore. So there's no longer the threat of them. That means Phoenixes are still going to be produced. I'm not sure I love that. But right now, GunGFu's not making any mistakes. So it's kind of hard for me to question him. He's a little bit out of position for this.
No
but he has,
way.
I mean, stasis forward. He has everything he needs.
Very
probably
close.
Lift up some of these Ravages here. The army coming in right now. A lovely warping to stop Banelings from connecting. It does look like drones will go down here. The pro's forced to retreat, and they are all going to go down. This is great here from Vanya. 35 workers. That is supreme, because guess what? He came from multiple angles.
Oh my
and he's
God.
not done yet. Okay.
Wow.
Just like that. We said GunGFu made no mistake, and then he made like 11 within the space of 5 seconds. And now Vanya has Hive on the way. He's getting all his tech. His upgrades are good. He is way ahead. I mean, it's 41 to 90 drones. Wow, Vanya. Wow.
Just look at the income advantage graph here for Vanya for a moment. Oh, you can't see it, can you, Grant? Because you don't have the numpad.
No, I'm just pretending.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Vanya currently 3,000 minerals per minute ahead of his opponent. I literally have never seen the differential on this graph go up to 3,150. That graph adjusts dynamically. I think the most I've ever seen of that is 2,000. That is a huge swing for Vanya. Now, the game is not over yet, guys. There's still a good army from GunGFu. Grant, why is GunGFu staying back home? Why is he not moving out? Why is he not pressuring? Why is he still defending?
I think he wants to wait for +3 before he does anything, and he knows he is still very susceptible to future run-bys, like these guys here. He is now going to move out and catch a load of Ravages to try and punish some of this army. But his army, although it's okay, it's not great. There's no real meat. Storms are nice, but of course now the army is mainly Roach Ravager, and if the Banelings stay in the back, it's okay. We have another Baneling attack here. Didn't manage to get too much done. I'd like to see more walls going up around his mineral patches. In terms of drones killed, it's actually still in favor of GunGFu. He has still killed more, which is obscene when you consider that 40 went down in one go. But Vanya has his Greater Spire 9/10 of the way done. The first Corruptors are on the way. Now that's strange to me, because there's a lot of Phoenixes with air upgrades. They have +1 air weapons. And they do kill Broodlords pretty quick.
Yeah, this is a really interesting choice here from Vanya, who looks to be going for a strong siege position with Corruptors and Broodlords. But as you said, these Phoenix with the Anion Pulse Crystals upgrade, which not only increases their range, but also makes them purple, which is my favorite. They're going to be able to do so much damage against a Broodlord army. And GunGFu does have, I think, is he just on? Oh, yeah, he's on 2 Stargates here. So he's got plenty of production capability with these Phoenix. He's not lost that many since the beginning of the game. So even though Vanya had that incredible run by where he killed 40 probes earlier, it does look like GunGFu is starting to claw his way back just a little bit. What a back and forth match this is here, Grant. And I gotta say, if Vanya does in fact go for mass Broodlords, I think that is straight up just a mistake. I would much rather see something like even Lurker Tech at this point. Just straight Corruptors. Going for, obviously needs some Vipers on the map, but he's doing it. 7 Broodlords on the way, and now that the Greater Spire has been spotted. Oh, maybe the Greater Spire hasn't been spotted yet in the natural yet, but even though he doesn't know about the Greater Spire, we'll still have plenty of opportunities to do some damage with this mass Phoenix, and Storms are here as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is good. Now, one thing is that if the Broodlords can find a good angle, they do take a while to kill. Oh my God, all these High Templars have just been caught. Okay, they're fine. Just kidding. Prisms there. Carrier production has begun though, and oh my God, Broodlords, what are you doing? What are you doing, Broodlords?
Vanya?
Broodlords?
Vanya, hello?
Vanya? GunGFu, do you want to kill them?
Buddy?
Safe place? Hello?
We cannot deny flesh, even when it walks so willingly into our midst. Come on. Harry Potter references.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Grant, I'm still here, buddy. This is terrible from Vanya. What's going on? He's getting probe kills, gonna recall these Phoenix back, but there's no support for these Broodlords. What the hell is this?
There's nothing here. Roach Ravager's going to come down now, but as I said, it does take a while to kill Broodlord. But now the army on the ground is going to take a good fight here from the Protoss so far. Some nice money storms. It's going to throw out a lot of DPS. Every Broodlord is going to fall, and they didn't get that much time to fight either. This is looking like a dominant fight right now for GunGFu, and GG. Vanya knows he made a mistake. GunGFu takes map 1.
Wait. Grant, I wish you could see my face right now. I know you can't because you're on a 2-minute delay. But that game from Vanya was about the sloppiest, weirdest game I have seen from a player who normally I am the first person to compliment as being a sharp, smart, good micro, good map control, takes good fights sort of a player.
Yeah.
Bad transitions, bad fights. I don't want to be rude, but that was just garbage from Vanya.
It was sloppy. It was sloppy for sure. But that was only one map of a best of 3. There's still plenty left here. GunGFu has just asked for a small break just to center himself. Maybe he needs a little wee. I don't know.
Yeah, but that gives us an opportunity to talk. Not just, I think we could talk about what Vanya did that game all day and just, maybe roast him for bad decisions. But remember, we have perfect vision. We know everything that's going on for him and his opponents, so we have those map hacks and we can secretly see what's going down. But let's talk a little bit about GunGFu, who made some honestly interesting choices as well. Sticking for Archon play, the Phoenix transition was really good, but that was before he scouted the Greater Spire. If Vanya had gone for some sort of like Ultralisk play or something, that could have been a much, much different game. Do you think GunGFu made the right choices that game, or was it just that Vanya made such terrible choices tech-wise?
I think he expected once the Mucus to be gone. Once the Mucus died, I think he expected there to only be a couple of Phoenixes, which he could just ignore, because Phoenixes, unless there is 6, 7, 8, 9 plus, they don't kill Broodlords that quick. They do take a long time. But GunGFu continued to make a few more just in case more Mutas came out, and just because they're great units, so he did have enough in quantity to deal with those Broodlords, and from there it was just very, very difficult. It wasn't a great game, I've got to admit here. I just pulled my whole mic thing off.
Wow, that's impressive, Grant. You don't know your own strength. Yeah, it wasn't a great game.
Batman.
Wasn't a great game from either side, and I'm really hoping Game 2 allows us to showcase two players who, you and I both know, Grant, are unbelievably solid players. You don't make it to DreamHack EU without just being so good. But I'm watching the replay now on 2-minute delay, and it's just about the worst possible engagement I could ever think. Vanya, just with really, really poor choices here. Fingers crossed, Romanticide LE is going to be a much better game number 2 here for both of these guys. Grant, do you expect Vanya to try something a little more aggressive this game? Do you think he's going to try and push out and maybe surprise his opponent just a little bit and get on top of GunGFu, who looked really strong in the late game?
So Romanticide is Vanya's map pick. GunGFu did pick Jagannatha, which when it first came out, everyone thought was a Zerg favoured map, but recently we are seeing other races pick it up. It's nice to see these maps develop in their lifetime when they are so new. So here on Romanticide, I expect Vanya maybe has something planned. I'd like to hope so. As we do get into this one, I do think he needs to set the pace. He needs to control the conversation, as a nice bald commentator once said. But now we are into Romanticide, and let's see what these guys are going to do differently here to try and take the game and the series possibly.
Spawning in the top left-hand side of Romanticide LE in the blue, it is our German Pro Toss player representing Cascade Gaming. His name is GunGFuBanDa.
And his opponent in the bottom right, representing B100 Esports. He is the Zerg player in the red from Russia. It's Vanya.
All right, so game number 2 looking like it's going to be a bit spicy here as Vanya has gone for a 12 pool. Grant, have you seen a lot of 12 pools here on Romanticide? It seems like a pretty big map. I'm a little surprised to see Vanya going for such an aggressive opener.
So the good thing about doing it on this map is it has, I believe, the widest opening to the natural here to wall off. You need 3 buildings, need to be placed very specifically if you make a mistake. Lings will get in. We have seen that our Protoss player, our hero in the blue, has gone for a scout here with a probe. He does know what is coming up, so he will throw down that second gateway nice and early, I believe. Also really saving up money here. I'm surprised he's not throwing that down straight away. He is actually just going to go for Cybernetics Door. And he's going to go for the full wall. I guess maybe he's waiting just to make sure. You see the pylon block going down here as well, forcing the Lings to waste a lot of time.
Yep.
The hatch will go down, so this isn't by any means an all-in here. Oh wow, is he actually going to go Nexus? That's very brave.
Yeah, it looks like
he has to go. He has to go gate, or he's in trouble.
Yeah. He's actually GunGFu? GunGFu? No way. If he drops the Nexus here, he won't have enough minerals to build another gateway. No. He can't. He'd be a fool. Yeah, there it is. Okay, thank goodness. Does finish that off with a gateway, and now the wall is complete. 6 lings out now for Vanya, a couple more on the way, but as you said, he's got that natural down. He's doing a pretty nice job of following up with this, and it looks like he's cut... Oh my god, that was so close. The Zealot barely out of position. Probes pulled down to the low ground here to try and defend against this. This is a lot of lings here. What do you think about GunGFu's choice to pull probes here?
I don't know if it was necessary. He has the depths about to prop. The gateway wasn't going down. I'm not sure about that one, to be honest with you. I do think that was maybe a little bit over committal here to the defense, as one adept does hold this. And he had that chronoing out, so it wasn't a problem. No, he didn't lose too much, like one probe. No probes went down even, with some nice mineral walking here. So everything is okay. We do have a proxy pylon at the other side of the map here, and I think we may be seeing a little bit of proxy Stargate within just a minute or two, Creighton Olsen. We've got a bit of a spicy game too here.
Yeah, Proxy Stargate's a great choice. Obviously, Vanya's going to have to cut a lot of corners. Look at the worker count right now down in the ribbon in the yellow there. 23 workers to just 20 for Vanya, the Zerg player already behind in worker count, which is never a place you want to be as a Zerg player. Again, ideally, a Zerg player wants to build 100 drones and then 100 army supply. So any deviation from that is going to feel pretty not good. And as you guessed correctly there, Grant, it is going to be a Proxy Stargate. A couple different things going badly for Vanya here. One, he's got a 3rd base down, which means he's not going to be able to invest into too much static defense. 2, with the 12 pool and a bunch of lings on the map, there are a ton of minerals right now that are not in additional scouting overlords. There's a lot of queen energy that's not in creep spread, so there's nothing up to the north side anyway. And 3rd, of course, the very low mineral count means no spore crawlers. So the first oracle that pops out here for GunGFuBanDa should pretty much just have open season on Vanya. Vanya grabbing a 2nd gas now. Grant, what does Vanya think he needs all this gas for? I'm a bit concerned.
Yeah, there's a lot of gas very early, considering that his 3rd was so late. Maybe looking to go for a pretty quick lair and get some good upgrades going. We might see some Evo chambers going down pretty soon. I'm not too sure. I'm not good enough as to be able to figure out exactly what he's doing here.
Yeah.
He may go for a very quick Spire. It is unusual in this matchup, but this Proxy Stargate right now is going to do so much damage. I wonder, is he going to wait for 2 oracles or just go with 1? Because 1 certainly has potential, but by the way it's rallied, it looks like he will wait for 2. So frustrating, because there is already spores on the way here. No, he's going to go. This is good. I like this here. He should be able to find a bit of damage in the natural where there is no spore. Queen's out of position.
Oh my god.
This is not going to be pleasant.
He's
going straight into the main.
Going up to the main. Interesting, because if he would have gone for the natural, he would have gotten a lot more kills here. There is a spore in the main. The spore just getting started in the natural here. 1 queen in the main as well, but if he rotates down to the natural, there's only 1 queen here. The spore about to finish this oracle, trying to get some damage done. This could have been so much worse for Vanya here, but actually, oh my god, he might be able to catch... Woo! Oh, that Oracle taking some big brain defensive driving classes there, able to save itself. 2nd Oracle waiting outside the natural, and I think what's going to happen is here, GunGFu's going to loop this 1st Oracle around to the natural. No, he's not. GunGFu's just going to go in here. I thought he was going to save up for 2 of them, but he's not. 5 drone kills total before that 2nd Oracle is pushed away. Grant, a surprising, unexpectedly good defense for Vanya, but I gotta say, Vanya still feels like he's still on the back foot this game, Grant.
Yeah, I agree with that. That early pool, of course, not getting anything done. 3rd is a little late. No 4th hatchery on the way. Active creep treatment getting taken down is nice. Now the good thing is the 3 oracles are alive. 1 of them could have gone down, but the queens unfortunately moved commanding, not catching them. A little bit of sloppiness here from Vanya today. Maybe been out partying with the lads. We do see Evo chamber, roach run on the way, more spore crawlers and lots of drones. So Vanya is in a great position here. He's certainly...
What's the Russian word for lads? Is there? Yeah. There's got to be a Russian experience or a Russian expression.
I'm pretty sure they came up with it.
And the British
more drones going down here right now. 1 oracle, we just survived.
Oh,
that's gonna go back. Okay, just to torment me. 13 workers going down is good here for GunGFu. Did he lose 2 oracles? Nope, just the one. Fantastic. This is okay. Behind this, we do see that very strong push lined up once again here with Charge, Zealots, Immortals, Blink, everything you need for a great big Protoss party at the other side of the map.
Early infestation bit down for Vanya, and I gotta say, Grant, I love this. I think he's desperate to get some high-tech units on the map to be able to defend against whatever's coming to him. So the infestation pit, whether it's just for investors or whether he's going to go straight up into some sort of Roach Ling Bane play, which is a very real possibility. With a 4th base coming down and getting the Hive just for that Cracklings upgrade, is it potential? But nothing wrong with having that infestation pit down early. Do you see maybe swarm hosts on the map for Vanya? That could be a potential here if he's trying. I mean, Romanticide's a pretty good map. Yeah, could go swarm host Nidus, and it looks like, oh, he's just straight going Nidus. No swarm host at all. Roach Nidus, I think, maybe from Vanya.
No, it is swarm host. It is.
Yeah. Okay. Thank goodness.
So swarm host starting up here. We've seen this come back into the meta a little bit within the last couple of months. I believe Cyril has started to throw this build out as well, and whatever Lord Yuna does, we'll follow. So this is very difficult to deal with. I mean, since they were first introduced, swarm hosts have always been a problem. We do have void ray production beginning. We have a robotics bay on the way. The positive here is that GunGFu has great map control right now. He now knows about the Nidus, of course, as well. He can start killing as much as he can, trying to find this.
Yep.
But yes, this base, does he have batteries? He's building loads. Okay, good.
Not as his natural, though. Not as natural, and that's a big problem. Yeah. He's got some Immortals and Stalkers rotating back around here. The Colossus just getting started for him, but 8 Swarm Hosts about to pop out into this Nidus. And yeah, I'm a little bit worried right now. This is a lot of potential pressure from Vanya. And GunGFu, as you said, GunGFu has spotted this Nidus. He knows it's real. He knows what's coming. Rotating his army. Oh my god, back out of the natural. There's nothing here. There's nothing here, Grant. Oh, what does Vanya need to target in this natural? What does he need to target in this natural?
I mean, he has free reign right now. I think the Robo is a good target. But the Nexus as well is great. It does look like it is going to be the War and the Nexus, yeah. Just look at the DPS.
Oh no, it's going to be so close. So close! Oh!
Yeah, no problem. That's a big pickoff. That's a lot of mining. That's more than 33% of the mining here for GunGFu. Immediately evaporated, forced to long distance mine. We do have more of the swarm host units coming out here. I've forgotten their name now.
Luckily, the Nidus is caught here by GunGFu, who will stop the second Nidus from going as well. So luckily, both Nidus have been taken down now, and the creep spread will get cleared out by the Observer and the rest of these Stalkers. So the Nidus play is going to get shut down for now, but there's still a pretty decent Vanya army on the map. 118 army supply to 81. These Roaches going to find a nice spot up with some of these Stalkers, but a bit of a poor choice to engage here. I think Blink Stalker's going to tear through these Roaches.
Yeah, Vanya is really not having the best day of StarCraft in his life, to be honest. Even then he commanded a bunch of Stalkers, he wasn't attack moving. It's just things. Sometimes we have bad days, we all do it, we all make the dumbest mistakes sometimes. Even top pros, I mean, I was watching the mainstream last night in bed, and Muslim mentioned when he was playing a massive important game and he killed his own very important command center. It happens. This Colossus under a lot of pressure here may go down. They're so good. They're just so good. The Locust just offering so much DPS, so much zoning potential. And Vanya's doing a good job of controlling his swarm host here. He's only lost one so far, and that's just because they move very slowly. The Void Ray trying to stop this Nidus going up. It can do so with prismatic alignment. It does do enough damage to prevent it. But a big attack coming in now at the sort of 11 o'clock point. It does look like, yeah, there's so many Stalkers here to hold this. So Oracles as well, offering a little bit of constant DPS from above. Nice file, but GunGFu's really on top of his defense so far. He's not taking any follow-up damage. Nice playing.
That was so cool. The Blink actually literally body blocking the Roaches in here. I know, it was like a force field donut just with Stalkers there. Really nice play from GunGFu, who's going to shave down the army of Vanya, and that's a terrible attack from Vanya. He's going to have to rely on these swarm hosts. Now, if you guys look at the army supply tab and even the army value tab, you'll realize that GunGFu's in a strong spot, but not only is he in a strong spot, if these swarm hosts get caught in the middle of the map, they're going to use their payload here, desperately trying to defend, but that means these Locusts are not going to be able to do too much at all. Going to get caught here in the middle, and with the Colossi out, there's no Nidus here. He's stuck trying to get one Nidus out. Those force fields are going to wind out, and a nice Nova there from GunGFu. He's going to be able to stop these swarm hosts from doing anything. The Nidus won't go up, and this just looks worse and worse for Vanya, whose swarm hosts still waiting to reload. They're only about halfway there, but they're getting picked off one by one. This is terrible. Yeah, they blink forward now to pick off as many as you can. Even Oracle's coming. If you could kill the Nidus before they retreat, then swarm hosts are they're useless right now. They are a walking supply boon. And this is a real problem because there's so many going down. There was just one that had died before. Now there is 9 more going down in that exchange. It's a big problem. It's a lot of money, a lot of supply. And now GunGFu is really, really up in supply. He's up. He's got everything going for him. Looking at the army value, I mean, it's 2.2k minerals to nearly 5k, 2.5k gas to less than 1,000.
the army right now for Vanya is just lacking. Sure, he has Swarm Host. He's trying desperately to move into Locust, but I believe everything is already there. How many Stargates? Just the one Stargate and no fleet bacon just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Stargate possibly go down. He is adding another Robo actually as GunGfu, and maybe looking to use that path for now as Vipers are on the way. ETF coming in here to get those Colossus firing from 100 miles away.
Yeah.
But right now, GunGfu just in a commanding position in game 2.
It's so surprising because when we looked at Vanya's initial hit with those Swarm Hosts, it was picture perfect. It was what every Zerg player wants their first Swarm Host attack to do, right?
Yeah.
Nidus unscouted, Swarm Host into the natural, no static defenses, no mobile defenses, and the natural gets completely eviscerated. Just gone. Nexus gone, and potentially setting up for another hit onto the Robo. But after that, GunGfu was so much better about his defenses, just looking like he was in a much stronger position. The Lurker's out. The Lurker's out for Vanya here, but I just don't think they're going to get much done here. The Observer's still alive, and one Lurker shelling away a little bit with the Observer here, though, and with nothing really to kill it down. It's going to come down to Lurker Hydra, but Vanya simply doesn't have enough on the field to really deal with this Grant, and these Colossi are going to tear through the Lurkers very quickly, and the Vipers are way out of position there. Blinding Clouds are going to buy him like a tiny amount of time, but the Swarm Host in the back actually clearing out both Colossi, which is quite nice, but it's still Stalker Immortal versus Lurker Hydra, and I still think GunGFu's in a good spot, despite losing an awful lot of army supply there, actually.
Yeah, GunGfu up in workers by almost 15. His upgrades are great. His +3 almost already done. There's not even +2 started here for Vanya. He didn't have extended thermal lance, and that put him in a lot of trouble. He did overstay his welcome there, but Storm is on the way, and that takes down Locust very quickly. We have DTs coming in. I wouldn't mind if we saw like Shadow Stride or something, so we can start trying to blink on top of these retreating units.
Wow.
The problem with Vanya's army is that it has to constantly move. It has to siege up into a position, and it's very, very immobile. Lurkers are very slow. Swarm Hosts, of course, can't do nothing. And if you can blink on top of them with some shadowy boys, they'll die so fast. But right now, GunGfu making great steps once again. A small misplay is instantly made up for as he does sniper base, and continuing just with tier 1 units, just these Stalkers, to be a complete nuisance right now. Meanwhile, lots of Immortals on the way. We have Storm, we have everything right now a Protoss could dream of, and no extra Stargates. Seems like Robo is GunGFu's way of dealing with this, which is pretty cool to see, because a lot of players do think you need to play Stargate.
Yeah, it's nice to see a Protoss player diversifying their assets in the late game a little bit. Yeah. As you said, the most common transition you'd see here are 3 Stargates into a Fleet Bacon and getting either Void Rays or Carriers out to deal with this. And that's a great response, honestly. There's a reason everybody does it, because it works super well. But staying on Immortal Stalker here, very interesting. Nice yoinks there on the Vipers. Going to clear out 1, 2, and 3 Immortals total. But the Immortal count still fairly high from GunGfu, who's been cranking those out religiously since the mid-game here. Still 3 Immortals on the map, 4th one on the way. And with these DTs and only 1 Overseer here, man, if this Overseer goes down, it's going to be open season on these Hydras. Nice Storm forcing the Overseer back. These Storms are disgusting. The Hydralisk's melting, Grant. Behind this, there's a big Warp in the main base as well. DT's going ham. This is just getting worse and worse for Vanya here, who's taking L after L.
Yeah, now the Observer did go down, but it's not enough. GG.